What's going on? Yo, it's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, TBKC, and all that sweet, beautiful, wonderful shit. Now, let me tell you this. With all the things going on, the last few days have just been hectic, and they've been disturbing a little bit. I've been put in some awkward situations that really has, to no fault of my own, And I'll say this, look, the internet is the internet, people. And I'm going to tell you this, we see women who expose themselves. We see men who expose themselves physically, emotionally, in every which way possible just for some clicks or just for some likes, just to be seen. It's an addiction. We see people do this all the time. We see people open up their whole entire lives for the internet just to be liked and just to be seen. So it's not surprising at all when you have a grown man or woman or whatever the case may be that is willing to do this, social media thing as far as dogs go. Just for clicks, just for likes. We've seen it in many different fashions. The thing I'll say is this, and this is the only reason why I'm addressing this. I told y'all I would never speak on such foolishness or clowns again. But it was a bad conversation to hear an individual's family member very disturbed, to say the least, that you have someone who's still lying, for one, and, using the death and unfortunate situation of one of his family members for clout, to try to get likes, to try to stir up whatever it is that may be. And I want to do this in two phases, and I just want to tell y'all, first and foremost, I will not say the brother's name because I don't want to start the trending, but some of y'all have seen that an individual tried to say that we had something to do with a man's suicide, and that's far from the truth. And the actuality is that me and the brother did get into it. I've gotten into it with many people, but I was blessed that me and him had a makeup session where we had to talk, and we talked some real shit, and it was good. And we actually talked a couple times after that. So it was good. It was good to be in that predicament. Let me raise this phone up. Where we got to reach out and actually got to talk about a few things, And it was unfortunate when the brother went live, and he went live and, had a shootout with the police that ended up with him losing his life. Very sad. The whole situation was very sad. The brother had previous mental health issues that, he was battling, and this is the way it came to a head, and I feel horrible that it happened that way, because ultimately at the end, I feel like I could have called him a friend as we had went back. We made internet friends, never meeting each other in person, but even before we got into it, we would go back and forth and talk about different things, and so anytime you meet an acquaintance or a friend or whatever, you definitely don't want to see anything happen to them. That situation was ugly, but now for this to be years later, and I'm talking about literally years later, that situation happened, I believe in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. To see an individual bring this young man up, to bring this situation up, and to have, one of this young man's family members call me, not angry with me, but definitely frustrated with the situation that his family is trying to heal, and that it's still a healing process. Y'all know how it is years later. The last thing that you want is a relative, a cousin, a friend to get a phone call talking about, they're talking about, our loved one over here on these dog videos, and saying that he was so silly that he committed suicide by police over some dog stuff, or dog-related arguments, especially when it's so much deeper than that, and it really had nothing to do with the dog world in general. I mean, I'm just asking y'all, when you say put yourself in some shoes, Put yourself in these shoes. And we've seen it. And me, myself, because I know how people are, I know how thirsty people are for attention. I know the things, I know there's no limit to what people will do. And like I say, you know, saying things about my kids and shit like that is crossing a line. And that's why I said I won't be addressing people anymore, because it has to be addressed in a different fashion, in a different place. But, you know, that's one line. But to disturb a man who's resting in peace, and to disturb his family who's still going through a grieving process, to lose a son, a nephew, a father, you know, all of these things is just, you know, it's a very, very ugly, ugly, ugly situation, man. I don't know what's gotten into these people in this American bully world, that they're more, you know, they're more into controversy and trying to slander people and trying to talk shit about people. And it seems that they have no limits. And then when, you know, if it goes to another level, you know what I mean? And we've seen it all. Like I told y'all, we've seen it all. Y'all seen it all on different levels. Y'all seen these people with their slander campaigns, you know, for myself, for others. If you ask them, have you ever did anything? No. Have he ever did anything with you? No. If you did do it, oh yeah, you treated me good. Oh, you know, and you start to see the weirdness of it. You know, looking through videos that are 8, 9 years old, taking snippets of this and snippets of that. You know, I don't even have time to watch other people's videos too much, not alone, you know, the weirdness of it all. And I've been getting these calls, and I appreciate some of y'all concern. I do take serious some of y'all that say that it's almost like some stalker shit, some weird shit, you know, be prepared, which I stay prepared. I'm not going to play with people. But the one thing I will tell y'all, and I ask y'all, we can't control the weirdos in this community. You know what I mean? We can't control that. You know, you got weirdos all over the world that act weird for many different ways and, you know, many different things. I just ask my community to, you know, ignore them motherfuckers, man. Whatever controversy they trying to start today, tomorrow, I don't care who it's with, man. Ignore them people. Because the one thing that they're not talking about is the thing that we should be talking about, is how to improve the dogs. Everything that they have done, everything they continue to do. Really, any man or grown woman who has this big thing where they want to slander people, but they're not talking about the topic that they're supposed to be, you know, talking about, it lets you know their motives. It's more of a, you know, I need attention type shit. I'm always open to dog conversations. Not at this point, I'm not open to any conversation with some of these people. But we really do have to get to a point where we understand that mental health is on many levels. You know what I mean? On many levels, you know. And I'm being serious. Some of y'all gonna think that I'm joking around. But when you get to a certain space where you're like, wait, on some stalker shit, some weird shit, and you seem to have no limits, you know, bringing up the dead, talking about kids, you know, hours and hours of looking through videos, you know, making a video constantly, this, that, and the other, talking, and there's just really no point to your nonsense. You know what I mean? I do take serious what y'all said, and trust me, I stay strapped. And if a motherfucker decide that they didn't got that obsessive, that, you know, that they won't need the police, it'll be death by me. And that's just the way that shit goes, man. I do take seriously when people start acting weird. I've been around enough weirdos to understand. But I will ask my community is, man, don't y'all play into it. Don't go back and forth with those people. Don't argue with those people. Don't debate with those people. They're really real life weirdo type dudes. It's nothing about an altercation and them wanting to see somebody, because if it was, it wouldn't be all over the internet. You know what I mean? And then, like I say, I can speak for myself. I can't speak for others. But there are a lot of people who are running around talking crazy, don't even have any dealings with me at all. Don't even have a real reason for me to get upset with me. You know what I mean? And one in particular, he out of his own mouth, he says I treated him great, but yet and still he has a big problem. This tells you the weird shit. And when you get on some weirdo shit, it's best for us to just let that shit ride over and don't deal with it, because some of us are very serious and some of us are looking for likes and clicks and clout. And when it boils down to it, you know what I mean? Those two worlds can't exist, because while they playing, you know, another motherfucker might be spraying. And, you know, it's always, I'm a victim now, you know, just like I say. I mean, I've seen No Limits. Some of the stuff y'all send me, I've just seen No Limits, you know. And if y'all, you know, you want to dispel shit, I don't know anything about anybody's wife. I don't know anything about anybody's wife's illnesses and this and that and the other. I never said anything about anybody's wife's illnesses. Y'all know me. If y'all follow me, that's not my style. I don't even try to go to shit like that. But I don't know what's wrong with people to say what's wrong with people. A motherfucker could have, you know what I'm saying, anything from, you know what I'm saying, cancer, herpes to AIDS. I don't know, because it's not none of my business. And I tend not to mess with other people's wives. So, man, I hate to make the video like I told y'all, but do the right thing. Ignore these motherfuckers, man. It seemed like that their limitations is getting higher and higher what they would talk about. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, it goes away. I do understand some of this is not going to go away, because homie that I spoke to about his cousin is taking this very serious and saying that some things got to happen. So I don't have anything to do with that. I just want y'all to know, you know what I'm saying, it was all love for the brother. I'm very saddened by what happened to him, and I'm not going to make a joke of it. I'm not going to keep on bringing it up, and I'm not going to address it any longer. The next time y'all send me text messages or emails or any kind of message about this nonsense, you're going to be ignored, because I've addressed it right now. We're going to get back to Dog Talk tomorrow and do a live and really dig in on some of this shit. But I'll holler at y'all later. Much love. Peace.